Hey, I just wanted to chime in real quick. I've been watching a few videos on this, so I figured why not talk about it? Hey, I talk about some people who create content sometimes. This one I don't actually watch. Well, I did watch actually one video, I think, one time in my whole life. May have been three actually. Not really sure. Um, but it keeps coming up in my feed and stuff, so I figured I would talk about it since I've heard a lot about it. To me, I don't understand. Like, I kind of thought that was obvious. So I kind of find it shocking that anyone would find it like surprising this person would be exposed as anything else. I mean, supposedly this guy has child support issues, baby mama drama, typical Blackistan issues, criminal record. I mean, if you watched him, I've only watched three videos of him. And I say that from a point of view of those three videos, I don't remember having a negative opinion towards him. But as far as his character, I mean, it was kind of obvious that he was a typical black male, in my opinion. Maybe one that was trying to uplift himself and trying to make the best of his situation. But, I mean, you really thought he never went to prison? You really thought he didn't have any baby mama drama? Like, that's what they all have. I mean, honestly, that are like him. Not every black man is like him, of course not. No, because there are different classes of black people. That applies to black men and black women. You can tell he's not a black male that comes from a good class of people. He probably comes from a lower class, um, originally. And old habits don't go away easily. So, of course, criminal behavior and things of that nature are more, you know, it basically shows the kind of family he came from, you know. And the way he talks, I don't know, it's just like, it seems like he has more sympathy towards those similar minded individuals, which is no shock. Like I said, he seems like those type of people, just in a suit. I mean, yes, he's basically trying to put a front, an appearance that he is, you know, has more money and is more successful. But that doesn't really change. You can see past certain things. But I mean, what he's basically trying to do is compensate. And you could tell that. You know, many of the time you could tell that he would try and feel better than other black people because he felt like he was just like those lower class black people. Generally, if you feel better, you don't feel like you need to feel better than other people. You already know it. And I mean, like, I don't understand how other people couldn't see the obvious, in my opinion. Maybe it's just that, like, I don't know, maybe people want to see the best out of people sometimes. But I mean, like, I wasn't trying to look for the worst in him either. Honestly, I never really cared about him, but it was kind of just like if you I was watching him and things of that nature and his lives and things of that nature, you could just tell he's just trying to overcompensate for poor choices. I hope nothing against that. I mean, I think everyone should try and uplift themselves and try and compensate for the ways they have faults. Nobody's perfect. But, there's a reason why some people try to puff themselves up to feel better than others. And the reason that is because they really don't feel that way. And this is a good example of that. And like I said, as I said earlier, I don't care about the guy. Like, honestly, to me, from his content, I don't really have any thanks his content. I don't have anything for his content. But I watched 3 videos of his, so I can't really say I can judge clearly by it. But one of the videos that was really viral was she was saying average at best. She was like average at best or something like that. Excuse me, indigestion. Um, but yeah, there was that video, and I didn't have anything against that video. Honestly, it was just kind of like a mute point to me. I mean, like I didn't really care about it. It was her business, his business, between whatever they were talking about, as far as her luck in finding a man. But I mean, his content to me is just more male oriented, like in a certain mindset, which I mean, like, I'm not against, I'm not really for. It's kind of like, well, some men are that way. Their mindset is set up that way. And if it's set up that way, you will find, maybe you will find someone who's similar minded to you, a female with your similar preferences or whatever. But I don't really feel the point in why I would be upset at someone like that. I never do, because it's like, well, I don't see eye to eye with it completely. I mean, like, I can acknowledge that someone else sees things a little differently than me, but I mean, I don't see why I would be upset, really, you know. Then again, like, I don't know, like, I guess because for me, it's kind of like the person, I mean, what does his opinion really matter, you know? Honestly, I mean, like, after seeing all this about prison record and, child support and things of that nature, it's kind of like, obviously, he's not a high value man to many people. To me, personally, that really had nothing to do with it for me, my preference and all that stuff had nothing to do with that. So to me, I mean, like, his opinion, I mean, he's just some random guy on the internet with some kind of opinion. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's bothering anyone. He's just saying his opinion on his YouTube channel. So I don't know. As far as that, I don't really have anything against him. But I'm just saying, like, people acted like they were like, oh my God, there's like some big information about the fact that this guy was in jail and he owes child support and he's a deadbeat dad. Like, you didn't need anyone to tell you that to know that. If you were a very perceptive person, you didn't need to know the details. You could tell it from him. How he is conducting his shows is basically the sign of an insecure man, a sign of a man who's trying to compensate and trying to divert attention from himself and focus in on other people in hopes to feel better about himself, maybe help his audience who may feel similar to him, and actually want to divert attention from their lives to feel better about themselves, to put other people down. So, I mean, that's just generally how I saw the whole situation. I didn't feel like it was much time. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't feel it was, much needed energy to really focus on, this person's opinion or this person's content, really. Because I mean, like, if that's what he needs to feel better about himself, then that's what he needs. I mean, whoever, comes on his show to, have themselves, I guess, picked and prodded with and made to feel less than, well, they chose to do that. They've seen a show, they know how he treats certain people. So, I mean, like, there's no real, shock here. And I don't really understand you know, what's the uproar, really, at this point? There's really no uproar, in my opinion. But yeah, I just think you can truly see how someone is that is. Oh, let me see. Oh, hi, pretty a brown girl, Ari. Thanks. But yeah, I was just closing in on this statement, just observation with that whole situation with Kevin Samuels. And I was just saying, like, anyone can, see how he is, truly, and that, he's overcompensating generally from having, a lower kind of like trashier, like just a less than average pass, you know. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know. I just think like you could see his sympathy for people that were basically of a similar background as him. And that didn't come for no reason. It came for a reason. It's there because of, his own past. And basically, he was one of those, lower achieving black men. And honestly, not just lower achieving black men, lower achieving men in general. With all that said, I do appreciate, people trying to make themselves, you know, more uplifted and trying to, like, at least not drown in your own misery, so to speak. Oh, God, I got a call. I'm sorry, I gotta go.